Today on Adventures and Things, we settle an argument on which point is the longest in Prince Edward County.
All right, so we're sitting out here at Long Point, which is arguably the longest point in Prince Edward County.
Hi, I'm Michael Wright, a former professional alcoholic. Well, I drank like it was a profession, and after realizing that wasn't a lucrative career, I took up filmmaking and adventuring, and blended the two into the ever-brilliant Adventures and Things as an alternative. So join me on this journey as I rediscover this crazy world through sober eyes.
Today we are in Prince Edward County, Ontario, Canada, and we are going on what the locals call a horn trip around Prince Edward County. We're going to tour around this man-made island, which VoiceOver Mike will tell you about in a little bit, and we're going to take a horn trip around here and see some of the crazy geography and learn about the rich history of this place while I reflect a little bit on my growing up around here. We're going to go probably over to Carrying Place. We're going to go to Rossmore. We're going to go to this line of tuck tape here. We're going to go all over and check it out. So come along on this journey. Let's go to it and get this horn trip going. Prince Edward County was settled in 1792 and named after Prince Edward Augustus, lover of green jackets. Originally made up of 3 townships named after King George's daughters, Sophiasburg, Marysburg, and Gertrudeburg, later changed to Ameliasburg. And in 1889, Prince Edward County technically became an island with the completion of the Murray Canal. So 4 bridges and a ferry are the only way to get onto the county, which will now be shown by on-camera Mike. The Murray Canal, I do believe that this canal was dug because Sir John A. Macdonald got a little tipsy and he didn't want to go all the way around the county. So he's like, just build a canal through there. I like canals. Right there. And this is it. So this is one of the 4 bridges that you have to take to get into Prince Edward County.
And on-camera Mike has some interesting details about the next 3 bridges.
And you can see behind me, this is another one of the 4 bridges. This bridge will take you over into Belleville. I would like to get a better shot of this bridge, but it's under construction.
And now for the ferry.
And behind me you can see the ferry. That's the Glenora ferry. That's another way that you can get into Prince Edward County. Okay, now that we've talked about how to get on the island for some weird reason, I'm guessing because of the inherent insecurities of whether or not this is truly an island, let's go check out the island's 500 kilometers of shoreline and 1,000 square kilometers of grass and tree lines on this horn trip. You know, in Prince Edward County, there's like 500 square kilometers or oblong kilometers of beaches. So you're bound to get some rock beaches, which I didn't realize growing up that wasn't a big thing around other places in the world. But one really cool thing is you learn how to skip rocks real good. So check this out. Went all the way out to the island.
Okay, at this point, I assume you are wondering what in fact a horn trip is. Well, a horn trip is a drive around the island where one partakes in beautiful views and a few alcoholic beverages, which I do not condone at all, and suggest you do what I'm doing and horn trip sober, which might be tough because there's like 40 wineries and almost a dozen breweries, none of which we will be visiting. Please refer to my opening.
So we couldn't come to an island and not show you a lighthouse. However, it is Prince Edward County and all our lighthouses are quite far inland. That's the county for you. Here at the Sandbanks Provincial Park. This was one of my favorite places growing up. We would come here all the time just to hang out on the beach. Beautiful sunny days like this were a great place to come, hang out on the beach and just relax, be beach bums basically. Over the years it has gotten busier. It is one of the largest freshwater beaches in Ontario, if not all of Canada. Let's go take a tour around here, see what's the same, see what's different and all that jazz.
The Sandbanks are a 1,550.87 hectare park that spans from one end to the other. We are currently at the Outlet Beach, and it's considered one of the best sandy beaches in Ontario. And it's in my professional opinion that I agree with that assessment.
Okay, so now that we've walked up and down the beach and we've meandered in through the trails in behind there, I've come to realize that geographically and geologically, nothing really has changed out here. Actually, not a whole lot has changed. The store is all the same, and pretty much everything is the same here except for maybe admission and the inability for locals to just come out and enjoy the beach sometimes, or to go camping whenever they want. But that's to be expected when you have such beauty like this in your backyard. However, we are going to go over to that point way over yonder and over to the sand dunes and check out these mountains of sand. They're just big mountains of sand. It's gonna be neat. So we're here at the Sand Dunes Provincial Park. This is a huge provincial park. As I remember as a kid coming out here and wandering through the sand, it was like an African desert, which you'll be able to tell when we do this because I'll play that African music. And but it's just stunning. It's beautiful through here. Voiceover Mike will tell you a bit of the geology of this place and how we got the sand dunes. I'm gonna keep on walking through this desert like Lawrence of Sandbankia.
The sand dunes were formed by glaciers 12,500 years ago, and I picture glaciers like kids out there just making little sand castles. Anyways, they are the largest bay-mouth barrier dune system in the world. Just like I'm the greatest ginger-bearded, right-handed, June-born, ex-drunk, former Prince Edward County, Orillia, Ottawa, now BC living, Burgundy van driving YouTuber in the world. We all have our thing, you know. And like that last sentence, the dune system does stretch for 8 kilometers from tip to tip. There's some really good hiking in the dunes, and luckily they put out some boardwalks to make it a little bit easier for you.
Okay, so I do believe this is the highest dune in the Sand Dunes Park, and as Voiceover Mike would have told you, this is exactly how big it is. It's quite large here. It's a lot of work hiking through this. In behind me, it looks almost like African plains with all the trees and the foliage and the sand dunes and everything. It's stunningly beautiful.
And let it be noted that I have never been to Africa.
Behind me, that's Little Bluffs. They're actually quite large bluffs, but you know, Prince Edward County, we weren't good with names. We were gonna go over there and visit, but nowadays they want to charge $15 for you to go in there. This is one of my favorite places I used to come because no one would ever go there. You'd always have like a private beach to yourself, and the water was always amazing, but you know, like anything where tourists and tourism just kind of takes over, they start overcharging things, and when you're a local, you still have to pay. One thing I like about Costa Rica, if you're a local, you get a discount on things. I feel like maybe they should start doing that in Prince Edward County. That's something that you county folk could bring up with your council, who will never listen to you anyways, but it's worth a shot. That's Little Bluffs. It's beautiful. We're not going because I don't have the money. At one of my favorite places I used to always come to as a kid to get ice cream and cheese. We're at the Black River Cheese Factory. Let's go check this place out, get some curds. Yeah, the Black River over there is a pretty cool river. We're gonna go check that out, and that's where the cheese swims.
But instead, we went to a waterfall.
actually don't know what the name of these waterfalls are, but it's near Milford, so I'm gonna call them the Milford Waterfalls. It's a really cool area. I really would love to explore down here more, but I don't know how deep this water gets, and it's kind of brown. I'm not sure if brown water's good. It's really warm though. I almost died. Okay, so we're out here at Point Peter, and this was like the last place for county folk to come and hang out that wasn't overcrowded, but our beautiful secret little spot has been exposed for all it's worth, and more and more people start coming out here. For the county folk that do know this place, know in behind me is the tree. That's the tree. You know it as the tree if you're from the county. It's everyone's favorite spot. You come here and you can go out into the water. Waves are pretty big right now coming off of Lake Ontario. The winds come through, but anyways, Point Peter, absolutely beautiful and amazing. Let's go off to the next place on this horn trip. Sitting out here at Long Point, which is arguably the longest point in Prince Edward County. Now, some people will say that Cressy is a longer point, but why would they call this one Long Point? It just doesn't make sense. It's Long Point.
Okay, now that we've settled that, second Long Point is home to Prince Edward Bird Observatory, or PEPBO for short. Let us now observe some of these birds. Ooh, exciting stuff. There's also snakes and turtles here, but these ones weren't filmed here. Anyways, look at the waves and this old stuff, like this lighthouse that was erected in 1881. Now that's exciting. Also, this used to be called Point Traverse, which seems more fitting than Longish Point. Living in British Columbia amongst the mountains, I've come to realize here in Ontario we use the word mountain quite liberally. I am here at Macaulay Mountain, and I don't really know if you would call that a mountain. It's a big hill. I don't think this would even be a bunny hill at one of the ski slopes in British Columbia, but you know, growing up here it was actually quite a lot of fun. It was kind of terrifying snowboarding down this hill. There is a path there that we're gonna walk up. It used to be wide open and we could toboggan and slide down there and stuff, but let's go climb this mountain and show you what it's all about. It's pretty awesome. When you get to the top of the mountain, you are rewarded with stunning views like this. Absolutely worth the hike up here, I tell you. Gorgeous. Stunningly gorgeous. Is that the cement plant? So we're up here at Lake on the Mountain, and as I mentioned earlier, we do use the mountain term a little bit liberally.
And we also use the lake term a little liberally. I would say it's like pond on a hill. Up here at the pond, it is actually quite a beautiful lake. It's very windy right now, but what makes this so unique is that it is actually a lake that is just over by a cliffside, and there is some sort of spring that goes down into the Bay of Quinte. And we're also not sure where this lake gets fed from, where like it should be evaporated by now. We don't know. We think that it might be magic. That's my best guess.
Just as the crow flies here in Prince Edward County, we near the end of our horn trip. I thought it would be fitting to end in my hometown of Picton and chat a little bit about the change that has happened.
Though we tried to make it work, it was not very likely. In the moment the sun came.
So it's my opinion that change is inevitable. Change is going to happen no matter what, and it's all about how you adapt to that change that makes the biggest difference. I mean, change has been happening around here since 1792. Things are a lot different nowadays than they were way back then, I'll tell you that much. But anyways, like some of the change is good, some of the change is maybe not that good. I don't really know. I don't live here anymore. Like, I don't understand why a place needs like 40 wineries and like 10 different breweries, but if it works for the people, that's really what matters. What I do like about the change is all the different restaurants, and I love me some food. But one thing that hasn't changed, and I'm glad it hasn't changed, is Imperial Sub. Now, I was specifically told by Shaw that I could not say that Imperial Sub is the best sub place in town, so I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they're the best in town. What I am saying is I've had about 14 of these in the last 5 days, so do with that what you will. This is something that I'm glad didn't change, but tomatoes, well, that's disappointing. So now I have to go yell at a minimum wage employee and then wonder afterwards why no one wants these jobs. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our horn trip around Prince Edward County, and until next time, don't forget to get out for some adventures and things. Hey, you and your tomatoes, come here.
We set ourselves aside. Neither could say goodbye. But when I
It's
asked
a
if
turtle that is
something's wrong,
peeing everywhere. You can't have beans here, but you can buy hammers for $200, so
I heard
keep that in
no
mind when you're coming over that bridge.